eggplant involtini. I took globe, little fat round eggplants. I still salt them, although most of the bitterness has been bred out of them. And then I spray it with non-aerosol EVOO to give it a very thin coating. I do not fry the eggplant in any way, shape, or form. I just roast it at a 425 oven. After the salting and the resting, a few minutes on kitchen towels, I then put on my sister's favorite spice blend. Maria likes her eggplant to taste like sausage because Maria doesn't like to eat sausage. Yep, you heard me. So I take fennel, hot pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic, a little thyme, a little ground sage, and we sprinkle that over all of the eggplant, and we roast it until it's brown. So in this bowl, I have locally made, but you can buy it anywhere in America, ricotta cheese, either sheep's milk or cow's milk. For every 4 people, allow about 2 cups of ricotta, and then we put in about a good fat cup of shredded mozzarella. I used fior di latte. It's like a sweeter mozzarella. And then a half a cup each of pecorino, which is sheep's milk grated cheese, Romano cheese, right? You guys know that. And Parmesan or Parmigiano Reggiano. I'm using Parmigiano Reggiano. A good fat handful of each. So those are the 4 cheeses we're gonna put inside the eggplant once it is roasted. What about the sauce, Rach? This is food processor marinara. So we take 2 pounds of fresh peeled tomatoes or a large can of whole or diced Italian tomatoes, and maybe a half a cup to a cup of tomato sauce or passata. And I have 1 tiny onion, 1 fat clove of garlic, a fat drizzle of olive oil, a handful of basil, fresh oregano, a teaspoon of dried, tablespoon of fresh, okay? Handful of basil, and a little handful of prezzemolo or parsley, okay? A sprinkle, just a little sprinkle, red pepper flake or ground red pepper, your choice, and a sprinkle of salt, a fat drizzle of EVOO, olive oil, 2.5, 3 tablespoons, okay? Now, we pop the lid on. This is making the sauce. Then we dump it in a pot and let it cook out over low. Okay, guys, so here's our world's fastest, easiest marinara. We're gonna take our eggplant once it's cool and just line them up so we can fill them up. If they're very thin pieces, I kind of double them. And then this is our 4 cheese mixture. It looks a little healthier because I added a touch of parsley from the garden. And now all we're going to do is put a few fat tablespoons in each slice of eggplant and give it a wrap and a roll. Then set it into sauce. All right, then we just hit it with a little extra sauce. And then that grated parm, just put a little sprinkle down over the top. And when you're ready to cook it off, pop the oven on 400. And they're done when they look done. When the edges are nice and bubbly and the cheese is lightly browned. That is a lot of eggplant. Then I just tear, when you're ready to serve, a few leaves of basil down over the top.